Football predictions: Dortmund vs Frankfurt, Lens vs Nantes, Hull City vs Millwall, Torino vs Sassuolo, Levante vs Osasuna. 5 matches, 5 different leagues, 5 different stories playing out across European football today, and every single one of them deserves a closer look than the average preview is willing to give. We have Bundesliga drama at one of Germany's most iconic grounds, a Ligue 1 clash with real mid-table significance, a championship battle with genuine physical intensity, a Serie A contest carrying relegation and survival weight, and a Segunda Division fixture in Spain where the stakes are quietly enormous for both sides. This is exactly the kind of card that rewards serious analysis, so let us get straight into it. If you are new here, welcome. This channel exists for one purpose only, and that is to break football down with real depth and real honesty. No shortcuts, no hype, just the kind of analysis that actually helps you understand what is happening and why. Hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and let us get to work. Borussia Dortmund vs Eintracht Frankfurt prediction: 2-1 over 2.5 goals. There are fixtures in the Bundesliga calendar that carry a particular kind of energy, and this is one of them. Borussia Dortmund at home, with their passionate support behind them and their identity as an attacking, high-tempo side driving everything they do, against an Eintracht Frankfurt outfit that has shown throughout this season that they are not afraid of the big occasion. Frankfurt do not arrive at Signal Iduna Park to be passive. They arrive with their own ideas and their own quality, and that is precisely why this game sets up so well for goals. Dortmund's home record tells a story of a club that thrives on the energy their stadium generates. The atmosphere at their ground is among the most intense in European football, and it lifts the squad in a way that is genuinely tangible on the pitch. They press aggressively, they move the ball quickly through the lines, and they carry a threat in the attacking third that very few sides in Germany can match when everything clicks. Against Frankfurt, they will look to dominate the early exchanges, to impose their tempo and force the visitors into making errors under pressure. Frankfurt, however, are a team built for exactly this kind of test. Their style is direct, purposeful, and capable of hurting opposition sides on the counter-attack with real menace. They have shown throughout the campaign that they can go to difficult venues, absorb pressure for significant spells, and then punish the home side at a moment when the game seems to be trending in only one direction. That ability to strike against the run of play makes them dangerous regardless of the scoreline. The prediction of 2-1 reflects a game where Dortmund control significant portions of the contest and score twice through the quality and momentum they generate at home. But Frankfurt find their way onto the scoresheet because that is simply what they do. They compete, they press back, and they take their moments. Over 2.5 goals is not simply a reflection of both teams' attacking intent, it is almost an inevitability when you consider the style each side commits to. Dortmund win, but this is a game with real drama and genuine quality across all 3 goals. Lens vs Nantes prediction: 2-0 Lens win. Ligue 1 in the second half of the season produces exactly this kind of fixture. 2 clubs with very different current trajectories meeting at a ground where the home advantage means something substantial. Lens have established themselves as a club that makes life extremely difficult for visiting sides. Their pressing structure is relentless, their defensive organization is genuine, and when they have the crowd behind them they carry a physicality and intensity that wears opponents down over 90 minutes. Nantes are a club with a proud history in French football, but this season has been a difficult one in terms of consistency and output. When they travel to a venue like Lens, where the intensity is high and the home side is motivated to perform, they have shown a tendency to fall off their best levels and concede ground in the areas that matter most. Their defensive shape becomes stretched, their transitions become slower, and the clinical edge they need to stay in a game against a side of Lens's quality simply is not reliable enough. The tactical picture here favors Lens significantly. They will press high from the first whistle, looking to force errors and create turnovers in dangerous areas of the pitch. Nantes will find the pressure difficult to handle in the middle portions of the pitch, which is precisely where Lens are most effective at winning the ball back and launching attacks before the opposition can reorganize. 2-0 tells the full story. Lens find the breakthrough through sustained pressure, converting one of several opportunities their pressing creates. The second goal comes as Nantes are forced to open up looking for a way back into the game, and Lens punish them on the counter with the efficiency of a side that knows exactly how to manage a contest at home. This is a clean, controlled Lens performance. They win, they keep the sheet clean, and they send a message about their quality to the rest of the division. Hull City vs Millwall prediction: 1-2 Millwall win or draw. The championship is a competition that demands respect for its physical and psychological demands, and a fixture between Hull City and Millwall sits exactly at the intersection of both. These are two clubs with identities forged in hard work, defensive resilience, and a refusal to be beaten easily. Neither side plays football to entertain in the conventional sense. They play to compete, to grind, and to impose their will on the game in ways that are not always pretty but are consistently effective. Hull at home carry the advantage of familiarity and support, but they have had a season where their performances have fluctuated in ways that make them difficult to back with confidence at this level. There are moments of real quality, followed by spells where the structure breaks down and the goals they concede come from preventable situations. That inconsistency is a vulnerability that an organized, experienced Millwall side will look to exploit. Millwall, when they travel with a clear game plan, are one of the most difficult sides to beat in the Championship. Their defensive shape is disciplined, their set-piece threat is constant, and they have the physicality to dominate the moments in the game where the contest becomes about will and determination rather than technical quality. Away from home, they have shown the ability to absorb pressure and then deliver the kind of decisive moment that wins matches in tight, low-scoring contests. The scoreline of 1 to Millwall, 2 to Hull inverted tells the story cleanly. Hull find a goal because they are at home and their crowd generates chances through sheer pressure. But Millwall score twice, taking control through the structure and directness that defines their away performances. This is a Millwall victory, hard-earned and built on everything that makes them such a formidable opponent in this division. Back them not to lose. Torino vs Sassuolo. Prediction: 1-1 Torino win or draw. Serie in the lower and middle sections of the table can be deceptive. Fixtures that look routine on paper often carry enormous psychological stakes, particularly when one or both sides are navigating the kind of season where every point feels heavier than it should. Torino and Sassuolo meet at a point in the campaign where the weight of what is at stake for Sassuolo in particular gives this game a very specific tension. A club fighting to preserve their Serie A status approaches every fixture differently to a mid-table side playing with relative freedom. Torino are a club built on defensive solidarity and collective organization. Their home record reflects a side that makes opponents work for every opportunity and that does not give up goals without a genuine contest. When they are at their best, they are compact, disciplined, and capable of hurting opposition sides on transitions. Against a Sassuolo side carrying anxiety and the pressure of their league position, Torino's calm and structure could be a significant advantage. Sassuolo, though, have the technical quality to cause problems even when they are under pressure. Teams in their situation often produce surprising performances precisely because the stakes focus minds in a way that a comfortable position in the table never can. They will be aggressive in their intent going forward, knowing that a draw might not be enough to move them far enough up the table, but also knowing that a defeat could be devastating for their survival hopes. The game ends 1 each. Torino score through their home confidence and the kind of set-piece or transitional moment they are built to take. Sassuolo respond with their own technical quality, finding an equalizer that keeps their campaign from falling apart entirely. Back Torino not to lose. They have the structure and the home ground behind them to ensure they are not beaten tonight. Levante vs Osasuna. Prediction: 0-1 Osasuna win or draw. Spanish football outside the top flight carries a quality and tactical sophistication that is frequently underestimated, and this fixture in the Segunda Division is a perfect example of why. Levante are a club with top-flight pedigree, a fan base that expects a certain standard of performance, and a home ground where the pressure to produce results is real and consistent. But Osasuna arrive as a side with a very clear identity and a very specific way of approaching away fixtures that makes them difficult to beat regardless of the venue. Levante will look to dominate the ball at home, using their technical quality and familiarity with the pitch to create the kind of sustained pressure that should, in theory, produce goals. Their possession-based approach and the rhythm of their passing game make them attractive to watch and generally effective against opponents who are willing to be passive. But Osasuna are not passive. They are a side that defends their structure ferociously and then transitions with direct, punishing intent the moment they win the ball. The key to this prediction is the away goal and the clean sheet for Osasuna. Teams with Osasuna's defensive mentality and counter-attacking sharpness are particularly dangerous against sides like Levante, who commit numbers forward and occasionally leave the spaces behind their defensive line exposed during extended spells of possession. When that space opens up, Osasuna have the quality and the discipline to exploit it with a single, decisive moment. 1 goal separates these sides, scored by Osasuna on the road, built on everything that makes them such a well-organized and mentally strong outfit at this level. Levante will have their moments, will create opportunities, but the finishing quality or the individual moments they need to convert will not arrive tonight. Asayuna take the points or at minimum share them. Do not back them to lose. 5 fixtures, 5 predictions, all built on the tactical and contextual detail each game deserves. Borussia Dortmund vs Eintracht Frankfurt. Dortmund win this at home, 2-1, in a game that absolutely delivers on its attacking promise. Both sides find the net, the tempo is relentless, and the final scoreline reflects a contest where Dortmund's home advantage proves decisive. Over 2.5 goals lands comfortably. Lens vs Nantes. A clean and controlled home performance from Lens, finishing 2-0. The pressing game wears Nantes down, the goals come from sustained intensity, and Lens take 3 points while keeping their sheet clean. Hull City vs Millwall. Millwall win this away from home, 2-1. Hull score but Millwall's organisation and directness prove too much over 90 minutes. Back Millwall not to lose. Torino vs Sassuolo. The points are shared in a 1-1 draw. Torino's home structure gives them the platform, Sassuolo's technical quality earns them the equalizer. Back Torino not to be beaten. Levante vs Asayuna. Asayuna win or draw, with a prediction calling a single away goal deciding the contest. Their defensive discipline and counter-attacking clarity make them the side to back on this occasion. To everyone who has made this channel part of their daily football routine, thank you. Every view, every comment, every conversation in the community section is what drives this work forward. You are the reason the analysis gets sharper with every video, because you hold us to a standard and push the conversation into places that make everyone here think harder about the game. This community is built on genuine love for football, and we are grateful for every single one of you who keeps showing up. See you in the next one.